Frederick the Great? How about Frederick the Second? You've heard of the 100-Year War. How about the 7-Year War? If you're king, do you need a queen? And why you should not run away from home. All this coming up right after this commercial break. Stay tuned.
In the Two Towers, you followed Sam and Frodo as they journey their way from Middle-earth to Mordor. Now, journey with Frederick the Great from Mittelmark.
You must come with me now.
As he conquers more land for Prussia.
My Prussia.
Coming soon to a YouTube near you.
We're back on air? Okay, sorry about that. We're going to start off with the early years of Frederick the Great.
Europe and the fall of the Frankish kingdom of Charlemagne. We'll be focusing on the map of Prussia here. We have early day Prussia with Altmark, Middlemark, and Neumark. In Berlin on January 24th, 1712, Frederick II was born. His Großen Eltern, our grandparents, Frederick I of Prussia and Sophia Charlotte of Hanover, gave birth to Frederick William of Prussia, who met Sophia Dorothea of Hanover and gave birth to Frederick II of Prussia. Frederick was educated by a Frenchwoman, Madame de Montbel, and learned both German and French simultaneously, and became a devout Calvinist against his father's wishes. When Frederick was 18, he plotted to flee to England with his friend Hans Hermann von Ketta. They were intercepted and put into jail. Frederick's father forced him to watch his friend's beheading before he released him from prison. In 1740, Frederick became King of Prussia, and that same year attacked Austria to claim Silesia during the Silesian Wars, with his army pictured above. This added much territory to the Prussian kingdom, and later on, Frederick would gain West Prussia through negotiation. The Berlin Opera House was constructed by order of Frederick II. In a country of only 2 million people, this building held 2,000 viewers with 1,000 carriages. Sparing no expenses, he had crystal chandeliers. Frederick was a gifted musician who played the transverse flute. He composed 100 sonatas as well as 4 symphonies. He led Prussia in the 7 Years' War, which in America we refer to as the French and Indian War. Frederick married an Elizabeth Christine of Brunswick-Bevern. Even after writing his sister, "There can be neither love nor friendship between us," he still followed through with the wedding. Some historians believe he was a homosexual with more interest in a French philosopher named Voltaire. Support for this found in an anonymously published book, The Private Life of the King of Prussia. Frederick took no pleasure from his popularity with the common folk, preferring instead the company of his pet Italian greyhounds. On his deathbed he was fed dandelion soup until he eventually passed away in his study in this palace of Saint-Suit on the 17th of August, 1786. Frederick had wished to be buried next to his greyhounds in his vineyard. Instead, his nephew and successor, Frederick William II, ordered his body to be buried next to his father.
Next up on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, it's time to phone a friend. Oh, let's see if they're home. Ringing. This is my good friend Rick. He's an historian. Hi there, Rick. Hey, put you on speakerphone. I have a quick question for you regarding, Frederick the Great. Oh my god, I was just on the phone with you.
You were?
Yes, I was. I pretended to call in on, a phone that wasn't plugged in to ask you a few questions of Frederick the Great. Like why he was so great.